Morning. We're starting the morning off trimming some trees. That's where we're heading. And we got a meeting with an agronomist here in about 2 hours. Then we're going to trim some more trees. Then we're going to go off-roading in a D8 bulldozer. Ew, that ain't good. Let's see if I can remember where you check the oil on this one. There we go. Let's go ahead and start this thing up, let it warm up. Now we'll go over and take a look at the house. So they're going to pour the walls today. We will have basement walls poured today. So if you don't know, we're using ICF forms. So that's big styrofoam bundles. All right, let's do some tree trimming. Ended up talking with those guys, kind of directing where I wanted the water to come in and electric to come in. Those are things you got to think of now because they're about to pour a 6-inch wall. So it would be easy to drill through still because it's going to be green concrete, but they have a 6-inch sleeve. Let's just put a 6-inch sleeve in there and we're good to go. And no, we did not take our electric and water through the same hole. Agronomy time. That was one of those meetings that took forever, but hey, we got a lunch out of it. So I'm going to head back to the Mini-esque, do some more tree trimming. They might be pouring the walls right now. Exciting times. Also, the building is making big progress. It is getting the piers poured for it, so lots of concrete going in the ground today. Got a nut loose here, so I have to go get a wrench before we lose that blade. That'd be terrible. That little mower, it does a really good job trimming undergrowth. Now obviously we could hit any one of these trees with a big excavator and knock them over, or we could push them over with a dozer and be done with them. They'd be gone. But I really don't want to do that. I don't want to lose everything. I want to just trim a little bit. Like, we're gonna live here. My kids play in these pine trees all the time. Just kind of trimming this undergrowth up. Figure out how to track everything up now while this is a construction zone and not when we live here. And it's kind of fun. But I also got to trim some driveways. We got a little bit of stuff hanging out in the driveways, pulling in. Wasn't never really a big deal till now. Hard to believe that styrofoam's holding that concrete, ain't it? So I gotta take some kids to baseball practice, so we will have to check back in later. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm glad we're going to baseball practice. I wish we were staying here. Lots of concrete about to go in. So how was baseball?
Good.
Did you have fun? Mm-hmm. Ready for next practice?
Yes.
All right. You want to go check out the new house?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Watch the mud there, bub. See, you can't get in there. See, that's got concrete in it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's our basement.
What's that?
That white stuff, or this hole?
No, yeah, that hole.
Well, it's just to give people room to work, the workers' room inside there. This will all get filled back up. They got to put something up against there. Morning. This morning we're going on a little trip. It's one of my least favorite farm tasks of the year. Probably my least favorite. We're going to our tax accountant. After hours of accounting work, I'm ready to go to the actual accountant and get my taxes done. I guess not pay them today, but figure out what we're paying today. I got a good idea. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Hey everybody.
miles from base back here. So we're going to do over to Brian's farm. Gotta go back through the woods. So we're gonna take you along and see what we gotta do. Knock down a few trees. Off we go.
Yesterday I mentioned that we were bringing the D8 through the woods. Well, I was wrong yesterday. We're bringing it today. So I'm going to run the wood path. We got about a mile through the woods from farm to farm. Don't really take bulldozers on it often. The D8's never been on it, but I'm just going to run through here, see what all we got in the way. Not like it would matter. So Boss Man's right behind me in a bulldozer. Quite the large off-road unit. Now this is a swamp. It's very soft. Hopefully he stays on places we know he won't get stuck. Or we're gonna have a wood ornament. It's just gonna stay here. So we do have several trees down, but those are basically nothing for him. He is trying to get around all these trees. A little bit large. Oh, he's stuck. Holy cow. Woo. Off-roading in our D8. So there is a layer of sand under this mud about a foot down. I'm really hoping he doesn't sink past that. Oh man, I hope he doesn't get this thing stuck back here. That's 14 and a half feet of American goodness. Driving through the woods. Woo! We like bulldozers here. So he's obviously not going across this little culvert. He's going to have to go straight through there, which won't be a problem, I don't think. I think we had to relocate a dead tree, which it was dead anyways. Oh yeah, nothing to it. Uh-oh, it's sliding a little bit. Like I say, there's a layer. Uh-oh. We got stuff falling at us. So there's a layer of sand underneath this topsoil. And if you bust through that sand, or through that topsoil, it's deep. So we got the 750 dozer stuck here a few years ago. Now we were in a little bit different spot. It's very patchy. There's really there's lots of springs through here. Like if you take that dozer through that pile of woods there, yeah, he's staying. Watch him. Comes back at us. Or falls down on us. going. She dead, but she's falling into other deadfalls, so you really got to watch above you. Like when he knocked that tree down, that tree wasn't going to get us, but one of those could have got us is what I'm getting at. Something to always be mindful of in the woods when you're parking, putting up a tree stand, camping. You always want to look above you and what could possibly fall on you. It's like he's trying to make sure that thing doesn't fall backwards onto him. Right now it's hung up in that deadfall. It's kind of a little bit of a hairy situation because it's kind of leaning back towards him. There's where we got the 750 stuck a couple years ago. So I think for now, we're just taking the D8 and parking it. We can get to the majority of our farms driving this bulldozer. So that's one of the reasons why we're migrating it this way, because the next stop is a couple farms over. Dad keeps calling that bulldozer Daisy May. I think we ought to call it Swamp Donkey. Went through there pretty well, actually. Yeah, we'll just go right through there. Who's gonna stop him? Oh. Oh, that got close. That got real close. That tree limb will never hurt anyone again. He's knocking that dead one right out of there. Bunch of poplar in here, and well, several of them have died. Poplar trees are quick growers, but they're not real hardy, it would appear. Getting pretty good with that blade. It is so hard to see in that bulldozer. With the 750 and the 650 we used to have and the D4, you can see the bottom of the blade. You can't see anything in that one. So he's getting a lot better at it than he was, that's for sure. See there, he's got the paint wore off the new tracks. Hope he repaints those. So we got some bulldozing by my house site that Dad's gonna do. I'm gonna get back in the 306 and trim some more trees. But first, I haven't been up by the shop project in a while. And the whole time they've been working on the house, a different construction crew's been working on the shop. So I'm gonna go check that out. I'm just curious. A little bit dirty.
Well, looks like we got tracks broke in pretty good. Looks like got her muddy down there. That's probably gonna be it for today. Fuel, filled up fuel, and it's leaking a little bit. I need a gasket on the cap, I guess. Brad and BJ changed service 1038. That's rip road.
Concrete trucks everywhere. Oh, must have had a car breakdown. So over here on this job site, all these holes in the ground are where steel posts are going to be. So there's a hole and then a trench for a footer, or I guess they called it a rodent board or something like that. Basically, it keeps things from undermining our footer, or undermining our building pad. And if I'm not mistaken, that's a post. And we got 3 feet of concrete. And then that's a post. And we got a door cut out right here. So this is a door. Straight across we got a door. They're not pouring the doors yet. That way we can get our drainage, any electric or underground we got to do in here. So out here we've got some posts. That is the front porch. So we have a front porch on this building. They poured these a few days ago. So one thing kind of neat. This is going to be the top of the floor. Like these boards will come off, but that is the level of the shop floor. So it still goes up quite a bit from down there. These are to tie in the floor of the shop, since it's getting poured separate to the building. Everything will be tied in nice and tight. It's going to be really nice. I wish it was here, but nothing good happens quick.
Well, we decided to move these mesh, and we're going to go right down over the hill there. Brian PJ's putting the tires down, and that's how we're going to go. We'll get the tires down and cross the road, and we can go across there. We'll hurt the road that way. PJ to get the tires across the road. We'll be about out there and be ready to go.
To the excavation. One of the things that we were going to do with the D8, which she's already started, I didn't realize it's going through today. In this field, there is a windrow of old pine tree stumps. Because this was a pine forest several years ago, and when we had it cut, we just pushed the stumps into a row. Well, that row has deteriorated, so it's time to push them out. So I'm sure someone's going to ask, why don't we load this up and haul it? Depending on the distance, it is actually more efficient and cheaper to push rather than haul. We'll be getting close to that distance, but that D8 just pushes. Like it's pretty incredible how much that thing can push. We'll go over here and start the excavator, let it warm up, and then we'll go check out the basement a little bit. I can't imagine it looks any different than it did yesterday, but maybe one of the walls broke free, I don't know. First time making it over here today, it's almost 3 o'clock. We're good. The thing get good and warm before we start destroying the undergrowth. Yeah, there she is. There's definitely concrete there. So this ICF that is still here, we will get credited for that. Basically, the guy that put it in is a distributor for this kind of ICF. He just ordered a whole truckload, so that's why there's extra. Now, one thing that's pretty cool about ICF, this plastic stuff here, from what I understand, basically, it is just like right in there. You can drill right into it. You can hang drywall right on this stuff. So that's one thing that makes it pretty cool in a basement or a house. You don't have to you don't have to like tap con into concrete. There's already basically studs there to drill into. So right there is our entrance for utilities. That's where we'll be digging our electric to. I think that's the only place we're stubbed in. The water line, we'll just drill that in where we need to. Water line's only a 2-inch pipe. Electric, a little bit bigger than that. But yeah, looking pretty good. You can really start to see the house taking shape. So like I've said before, this angle right here, basically we're gonna be in the garage. That's the edge of the garage right there. This is a 3-car garage, deep enough for my pickup truck, so that's gonna be awesome. I think they're starting on that in 2 weeks. Next week, there's really nothing gonna happen on the house over the weekend. Next week, they're gonna come in and take the bracing off of the ICF. That'll all be done. And then, my builders, they're gonna be in there putting drainage in. There's gonna be a basement drain. We got drains around the footer. Me and Dad have to dig into where the water's gonna go out. So there'll be some stuff going on. But then the next week, while they're digging the basement, we're gonna have an in-floor heat guy in here putting floor heat in the basement. And then my cousin Ben's gonna be pouring the basement floor. And then after that, things are gonna move at a rapid pace for a short amount of time. So Ray, the fella that's building the house, he says it'll take 7 days to frame this. So that'll be pretty sweet. At least then Mrs. Brown will have a shell of a house to look at that we can't live in yet. So Dad's still bulldozing. We'll go over and check on him, and then I'm heading home. We have plans this evening. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm really really starting to like the extended daylight hours. But we'll come back over here and do some more trimming tomorrow.